what you want to talk about? Huh? It's Gillman. Sir Gillman is shivering there after the Black Wagon's maiden voyage through the skies. Master Reader, this knight is very, very slightly out of sorts is all. He merely appears terrified, but he assures you that his seeming cowardice is but an optical illusion in this case. Pameth overhears and joins you. Flying is not for everyone, Sir Knight. This knight heartily concurs, though how anyone at all can stand it he has yet to understand. Well, let's see. What's it like to swim in the waters of the sea domain? Ah, those glorious murky waters engulfed in hideous warfare to be sure, but otherwise a joy to be cut across, to feel the coolness of the waves beneath one's gill slits and the like. Though this knight is now accustomed to his life above the surface. Flying's just the same, Sir Knight. It resists those not of us, those of us not born to it. I, in turn, have wondered what your seas are like, but the thought of swimming fills me with disgust. Though I haven't had to swim, and you now have to fly. That's very brave of you, and you handled it better than some harp fledglings I've met in my day. You'll get used to it. She departs, but you sense Sir Gillman is feeling better after the exchange. Look at characters comforting each other instead of being pricks. See? Jadariel? If you just give him a chance, we can just have normal conversations. Look how many glowy bits we have. Magma mug. Provides a bit of warmth in cold nights and something at which to nod and stare. Keepsake from Black Basin. Kind of counteracts this whole, like, here's the cold thing in the room. It's like, this keeps the wagon cool. This what keeps the wagon hot. But they're both in here. Old raiments. Colorful robes, ceremonial masks adorn one of the wagon's walls. Was that the glowy thing? It exhibits a flagrant disregard for natural law, thus providing light entertainment. The Grius Stone, keepsake from Mount Alodiel. Waking wood wisps. The wisps inside provide a scarce bit of light when it is needed, all for a low monthly fee. From Black Basin. So this is supposed to have, like, what, multiple chapters that are added now? Is that what they were saying? Oh my god. What, just like all at once or something? What the heck? Where even am I right now? I'm in chapter 2 right now. So it just skips straight to chapter 2. Weird. I was how many pages into this when we left off? And does it skip to chapter 2 when I press forward enough, or does it it stops? Okay. So it stops at chapter 7, at the end of 17. I mean, I might as well read a new chapter, maybe one at a time, or something. For my own sake, let's maybe go a little... Yeah, let's maybe go a little slower. I mean, let's maybe go to this screen so I can read it better. Living in exile. In the words of Jomer Menimane, the Alpha Chief. Oh, so each chapter is from a different one of the scribes then. Once I too roamed free. I remember well those days, in which I was called Chief. I traveled all the world over on my 4 good paws, and I was well adored. I wanted to grow stronger. Here at last I have. I shall not mince my words. This place shall either harden you or kill you. It shall haunt you with old memories. You share the exile's plight. My charge is to alleviate the sting of it for you a little bit, and to prolong your stay, but only for as long as needed. Your charge is to return. We call this place the downside for a reason, but in time, here you can learn to eat, to seek out shelter, and to find a certain beauty in unlikely places. Oh, that's it. That's it. We only get the one first page. Weird. Okay. So we're getting an introduction to each character now. So we had that was Jomer Menimane. That's the Kerr character of the scribes. This is Forsaken Lands. In the words of Molten Millith, the Wild Witch. Years upon long years we spent distilling life essence from many things, which all at once writhed under the auspices of mortality, which we ourselves cut short. In this we have no regrets, for we learned much, and so, we think, did they. We earned the title Witch, were forced to flee into the downside. Here we encountered Solium Mur, and soon we gained an understanding of each other. He bade us circumnavigate these lands and catalog our finds. We felt a strong desire to expose the secrets of this land. He wished to yield benefit to those who followed in our wake. Indulge us both, then. Celestial landmarks, in the words of Louis Florian, 100 Minds the Scholar. Do you feel a kinship with the stars? You owe your everything to them. Perhaps one day, even your freedom. I chased the stars across the rivers of my genealogy until they led me here. I demand they explain to me the paradox of knowledge, for how is it that something can be shared but still contained within ourselves in its entirety? The stars did not respond, but set me on a quest. I sought the 9 landmarks which they revealed to me, so that someday I would reveal their mysteries to you. These landmarks, emissaries of the stars, are 9 lenses through which we see the land and see ourselves in a new light. So I can't change pages on these, right? Wait, what? That one let me change pages. Did the other one do that? Is it just you that won't let me change pages? It is. Oh, freaking! You have a next page in this one for Black Basin, Mantelodiel. That makes sense. There's the places she's been to. Black Basin, in the words of Molten Millith, the Wild Witch. The continent we called Black Basin shall one day tear itself apart, arriving upon blackened molten crags, tolerable only by the harp Trieste. We pressed onward towards a suffocating wood. This land felt to us somehow primordial. Deep in its roots and noxious crevices lay innumerable clues as to its ancient history, but we had little time to excavate, for our supplies, by then, were thin. Furthermore, we were lost. Our best attempts to circumnavigate had all failed. It was Louis Florian who reached out at last unto the stars, and they revealed the way. Then we at last could see the sacred Mount Elodiel there in the distance. That was Black Basin. How many pages are there, I wonder? Nope, that's it. Just Mount Elodiel. Mount Elodiel. Gaining the summit of the sacred Mount Elodiel involved no small amount of sacrifice and sorcery, in varying proportion. The mountain's energies were palpable, the sensation that we felt indescribable. The lands we stood upon were closer to the stars than the world we knew. It was upon this highest point in all of Downside that we first made efforts to concoct this tome, which you now read. It was there we were stricken with a vision of the cycle of the rites and felt together for the first a sense of freedom unlike we had experienced before. But that is a subject which our comrades shall illuminate in greater detail. So we got a few different chapters here. So we did this one, and there's this, the Book of Rites. Much can be said about the Sisters of the Arch, from whom we banished to the great beyond for deeds irredeemable. Suffice it that the details of their banishment are written in this book. The Sisters of the Book became inseparable, not unlike the stars, their light, and the infinite darkness that engulfs them. The stars communicate to us, and you, in turn. The words within this book are but an edifice, a simple surface. Look past the text to the hidden meaning, to the hidden power. The stars above, as they are not mere lights, these are not mere words. If you chance upon the Sisters of the Arch within their prison here, give them our thanks. Let's get to the other ones in a little bit. Let's go visit the Rites, because we have one available to us now. What brings you to me this time, my dear reader? Who is it? Oh, what's on your mind? Ah, my best friend in all the world, come to visit me again. Does it make you uncomfortable, perhaps, that I should call you thus? Perhaps you think that you do not know me very well. But I know you just fine. You reveal a great deal to me when you come visit me like this. You are not the only one who can sense things in others, you know. She laughs to herself. One learns to read a bit when forced to suddenly appear within a book for 837 years or so. Especially if one is wont to pry a little, you understand, for it gets rather boring here. I know all about you. A crippled scholar who vowed to help his friends to be free again, only to end up spending all his time talking to an operation stuck in a stone. Oh, I know about your loves, or lack thereof, about your favorite pastime, certain habits you may be somewhat loath to admit. Fear not, of course. I use this knowledge only as a means to entertain myself, I think. And if you don't like it, why, just keep your distance, like so many of your predecessors. As for the other Beyonders, they are as wraiths to me, as I must seem to all those idiots with whom you consort. I cannot confide as easily in my own kind as I am able to confide in you. But I suppose that I have said too much. Thank you, as ever, for your visit. You have given me a lot to think about, more than you know. She laughs again softly. How about that scrap trial with heightened difficulty? Not a problem, simply indicate who is to be my student for the time. You. Faye. Only 6 to go unless we get new characters or something. Equipping Faye with a talisman from your car. Yeah, you're right. Always forget about that. Does anyone have... Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Misnavigated for a bit. Just making sure everyone didn't have one at the moment, so I had a full selection. So chance of immediately respawning. Pyre bonus on your side. Grants the bearer 12 quickness. That's a stun for airborne. Instant recovery of stamina when you grab the orb is pretty nice. Or just bonus damage to the enemy Pyre. That's pretty good. I do like the bonus damage option. You ask Sandra to administer one of her special rites for Faye. I must admit I do sense something from that one. I once had a wild heart myself. Quite like her own. We shall see if there is more to her than that. Let us bring her forth. Soon Faye arrives in heat of the summons. The scribes! I think that if I listen carefully, that I can hear them calling out to me? This is like exactly what she wants, right? Is this happening? This probably ranks high for her. So-called savages such as Faye are... Oh, well. Bye, loading screen. Bye-bye. The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen, girl. The place where you reside at present has but a single rule, which is, you answer to me here. Wow. Okay, I will. Such naive enthusiasm. Now be silent. It is plain to me that you have much to learn about the rites, but you have learned something, and I would see you prove it without the benefit of anyone save your own reader. Okay. Are you out there to help me with this, mister? Oh, bats. Get ready to jump a lot. That was a mistake. Wow. Wow. Jeez. Oh god. Should I be afraid of heightened difficulty a little bit? Oh my god. I'm just dying instantly, constantly. Get out of here. No. Oh my god. They're so fast. This is terrifying. Oh my god. Leave me alone. Nope. Nope. Holy crap. How do you even process how fast they move? Got one. I mean, I've never fought against bats before, is one of the concerns, of course. I just don't know what... I'm not ready for these guys. Yee! Oh. Tried. Faye, respawn faster. Oh. Jeez, they're fast. Holy crap. But they're worth, like, nothing, so maybe that's the balance, I guess. 'Cause they're so fast that the game is, like, mostly just taunting me for what I've been missing out on by not using them correctly. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna outdamage them really badly. They're scoring because it's easy for them to score, I guess. Bye-bye. Huh. Well, that was terrifying until I won abruptly. I guess that's their strength, is that they can do that so well. Okay, how did I do? How did I do? I must admit that you did better than I had expected, girl. You have passed this trial of yours. Some congratulations are in order. To you, and also to your lovely reader. Now farewell. We 8 decree the rites to test one's true worth in body, mind, and spirit. Now until the blip. Does this thing just wander around? Did I manage all that, mister? Because I hope I didn't. Oh, did I imagine all of that? Wow. What is that you have there? Khaylmer's Anklet, looks like. What do you do? This thing's glowing over here, but I can't tell what's glowing. After Faye casts her aura, it can bounce off objects and solid surfaces. Whoa. That's pretty badass. Give her a bouncing aura? Alright, that's Hedwyn's item. I suppose I'll sell it now, right? It's worth 80. And no one's ever gonna use it again. Holy crap. They're not normally that high, right? Yeah, they're normally really low level. Why is hers so high level? Is that what heightened difficulty does? It gives you like level 20 loot? Is that why that happened? Because that's crazy. That's crazy. Or is it... Yeah, what makes it level 20 specifically? I'm wondering what it was like at lower levels specifically, because there's something else in here that doesn't have a level, right? There it is, yeah. Luminous Idol just does a thing. You get stamina back instantly, period. That's all it does. So it doesn't have a level, because there's no number to change. This one's level 20, which I imagine is maximum level, because it's all glowy and bright, to signify, yeah, the 20 is like extra bright. So I'm guessing level 20 is probably the maximum level for a item in the game. What does that mean though? Like, there must be some... Maybe when she casts her aura without it being level 20, it has like a chance of bouncing off stuff, and now it always does because it's at 100% because of this ranking or something. Not sure. Weird. Good to have though. Let's go a little deeper, shall we? Don't want to ignore these for too long. I just wanted to break it up with a little bit of action in the middle. The 9 triumvirats, in the words of Ha'ub the Swallow, the Accursed. How'd you get 2 the titles? Interesting. At first, I found it much too difficult to read, much less to write, even to grasp the quill. But the honored one, Myr, implored me. He said that this is the greatest gift that he could give me in return. In return for what, I asked. In return for his life, he said. But I did not save his life, I said. You did, he said. We fight about this still. Myr is stubborn, more than I. Now Heron, and by his leave, I chronicle the 9 triumvirates. For I am of this land, unlike the rest, who wish to leave. We knew not everyone could leave who wanted. We knew that not everyone who could leave... What? Yeah. They're saying that not everyone who wants to leave could leave. Seldom would the opportunity arise. Thus did we organize those striving for the chance into 9 sets of 3. To 9 sets of 3. That's why they did it? Yeah, not everyone can leave, because there's only a few opportunities, so they divided everyone into 9 teams of 3 so they could compete. He's talking about the origin of this whole thing. So this is, God, what do we call Tizo? I forget what we call him, but the bat creatures, like, this is one of them, and it shows their grasp of language, because they taught this one actually how to write, so he could express himself the same way as everyone else. And then we have a harp. On Commonwealth, in the words of Triestatitis, the Blessed-born, we the 8 assembled here together in Downside, and we gave our freedom so that you may yet have yours. It is an exchange we have not lightly made. It is my charge to ensure you, should you regain your freedom, first off, recognize its qualities and also use it wisely. You do not need a pair of wings in order to be free. My own wings, I once thought that they could take me anywhere, and then they took me here, where I am bound. It is your charge to be free, and not to make the same mistakes. Spring from here, and learn from what we did, and build a new and great society, a free society, with wings spread wide for everyone. And that's the final thing we get, for now, until some sort of new chapter arises or something. Definitely the first one's the long one for now, but we might get bonus pages as we go, especially for the, since the, was it you? Yeah, you're exploring over time, so I imagine they'll add over time too. Okay, our book got a lot longer all of a sudden. Let's pop back out. And let's range with Jodariel. You accompany Jodariel as she scours through the sweltering confines of the High Wing Cove. She never speaks and remains focused on the task until at last something catches her eye. Look here. Such life seldom takes root here in this habitat. She hands you the fresh plucked specimen for safekeeping. Nightshade. It's quite a find. Trade item. 92. That's valuable. Nice. Wow now. Okay, I got a few things to sell next time we find a store. Let's head on out. The Nest of Triesta. One of the downside celestial landmarks. You are to conduct the rites here soon against Lendl and the accusers. We may have to jump right into that and risk my first loss if I'm not careful. Oh, I see. 2 new pages added. Just like that. What is this glowy? Oh, is it the white lute? The lone minstrel Turik's musical instrument, with which he chronicles great deeds through song. No, that was already here, because this is how you pick songs. Yeah. Let's see. Path to Glory. There's definitely more of them now. The old ways to the stars. That's a memorable one. Yeah, I remember that one. In the Flame. There we go. That's one of the 2 songs still missing. That's the theme of the game. Let's go completely overboard for a bit. Thrash pack. Oh my god. Was it played? Did it sound like it was played on that instrument last time? Or is that a different mix? Ruki seems to have something on his mind. You find Ruki having just put back his Greentail family portrait. There is something of a wistful look in his eyes. Greentail family, Ruki's well-to-do Kerr family tied to the Commonwealth's thriving mercantile industry. Then something comes over him and he moves in close, lowering his voice. Look, chum. I gotta level with you about something here real quick. Truth is, I haven't been entirely upfront with you about my family situation. He hesitates a while, then... We ain't exactly quite as rich as I've been letting on. I mean, we do just fine. We got lots of money stored away. It's just mostly locked up in savings bonds, and... He seems to catch himself in the middle of another tall tale and relents before he can respond one way or another. The situation is my mom back on the other side. She needs a little bit of help, financially and otherwise. All she's got now are my knuckle-headed uncles to keep her steady. Always told her I'd make something of myself, you know? I was just a clerk in her shop. Things started getting tough for us, so I started looking for all kinds of different work. Got in with some unseemly sorts, I guess, but the pay was real good. We took to shipping certain types of stuff down here, of all places, flushing it straight down the river, watertight. The pay was right. Mom was so proud of me. We were eating real good at the time. But you can probably guess what happened. I barely scraped by after they flushed me down here. Would have been food for a bunch of howlers had Jody not bailed me out of a tough spot one fine evening. As for my mom, she doesn't know the half of it. My uncle's told her I'm away on business. Not entirely untrue, I guess. But if she knew, it'd break her poor heart. So, don't know how else to put this, chum, but I want to get out of here. Get back to what I was doing back home. On the straight and narrow, though. I'd go straight this time for sure. I just don't go telling everybody that old Rookie Greentail's just a mama's boy, okay? I got a certain reputation to uphold. He quickly scampers out the door. His past has been weighing heavily upon him, but you sense he was sincere about wishing to lead an honest life. It's his chance to turn around, a chance at redemption. Yeah, I was about to say, his bio's been updated, right? Boom. Its astral sign is RK. He was born on the 4th of 4th moon, suggesting he is active and outgoing. One's astral sign often foretells one's disposition, strengths, and idiosyncrasies. His crime was smuggling. He was involved in an illegal operation shipping contraband to the downside. As mercy guides your hand, we spare your lives, but rid ourselves of you, from the sentencing company. His motive was self-gain. The records state he sought to undermine the social fabric of the Commonwealth, and the downside one's past tends not to be a subject for discussion. He's been here for 4 years. Rookie has survived for 4 years in the downside thus far. It is a life sentence. Some withstand the downside for no longer than a day or two, while others last for many, many years. It even says down here that he was saved from Howlers from Jadariel as a recap. Oh, just trying to help out Mama, and then he gets arrested because it turns out they actually weren't that much of a rich company. Whoops. That part wasn't entirely true, was it? Got some new entries. Is one of them in here? No, they're probably both in here, because I saw there was 2 new pages. They must both be in here. The Nest of Trieste. The Ashton effigy of the nightmare titan Sylvius Horsehead looms as dark as ever on the precipices of Black Basin, where her chaotic influences sundered the land itself up until it wept with fire. The very instant that our graceful fiend Trieste Tithys finally laid to rest the greater titan with the power of the holy scepter of the Empire, the stars shone down upon us all with blinding light. Trieste thought that she could bear her children and the warmth there, but alas, now the stars revisit the locale with regularity. The fissures in the rock do pose more danger than one ought to invite, but a summons to the nest is to be honored. Book of Rites, Nest of Trieste. Where's the other new one? Is it at the end of Emperor's Fall? I thought it said there was 2 new pages. 8 scribes. Is this might be new, yeah. The 8 scribes from Golgothanian. We found each other in due time by fate, not by coincidence. The wise Lusclorian stood among the trees, gazing at the stars, expecting us. The wild witch, Milith, was so enthralled by my leech's utter transformation she stayed her sorceries. Blessed-born Trieste swooped down upon us but to warn of imminent attack. The many-maned Jomoer thus intervened and shared with us his honor and his hunt. Even the Under-King Oris himself sought out an audience with us. Thus we became the 8 and journeyed on together. And that's the birth of the whole of this. 2 of you are missing. Is it Under-King and who else? And the tree guy, right? No, you're the tree guy, aren't you? Yeah, the tree guy is here. The crone is here. The cur is here. And that's probably a human. That's the bat. There's the harp. Oh, there's no demon, I think. I believe we're missing a demon, and we're missing the Under-King guy. Maybe we'll find them later.